Hey guys, um, I know it's been a minute. I know I haven't really been active. If you've seen my TikTok, you've seen that all the videos are wiped. But I would just like to get on here and talk about where I've been and what I've been doing. To start off with, I know my last video was probably around November, December. Um, Not too much happened around there. I will say I lost weight. I cut about 25 pounds off um, because I was fat. Not fat, but I just lived an unhealthy life and I didn't want to live that anymore. So I started eating right. I got healthy. But in doing so, I gave myself an eating disorder for a little bit. But the weight cut wasn't for no reason. I ended up doing a jiu-jitsu tournament and I got second place, white belt, 148 division, 148 pounds. But I felt really proud about that. I had a job at the time. I worked for a school district. I'm not gonna say what district, but um, I worked for them as IT from October to February, and that was going good. But then I worked at this steakhouse as my night job, but they didn't care about me ever, so I just cold cut them and I just left because they wouldn't ever tell me to come in. They wouldn't train me, um, and so I just left. And then a little after that, I got fired from the um, the school district, and I didn't know whether to feel ashamed or if I cared enough to feel ashamed about that job because there was just so much stuff about that job that didn't really make it feel like I had any worth there. So I mean, it was temporary, so I only had another 3 months of that job, but that was an extra like 3,000 I could have used. But it's whatever. We're past that. Um, I got a new job. I'm a server now. Um, but we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. But I'm doing really good. Been stacking my money really well. I have a lot in my savings. I know last year I was unemployed. You guys were with me. I had no money in my account. I had $70 to my name in July last year, and now I have so much more than that. I'm not going to disclose how much, but it's just a lot more. I'm doing a lot better now. I feel a lot healthier. I'm not drinking as much as I was. I haven't really ever touched alcohol in the last 3 months. I cut it out. I've been doing a lot of cardio, tone my body really well. But an issue now is that I'm underweight and I'm just weak. So today at training, um, I had a realization that I'm too small because I'm little now. Like I'm all bone and muscle and skin, and my body fat is at an abysmal 11%. Um, so I need to take care of that so I can keep living. I know last year I had some problems with my body. I had an ulcer at the beginning of the year. That took some weight away from me, but I always had kind of a chubby face. Like my face was round, but now it's slender. I have a jawline now. My clothes fit me. I went from a 34, 35 on the waist to about a 30 to 31, which is a quite noticeable difference for those who enjoy wearing their baggy jeans. But now I have to bulk, so I'll probably jump back up to that in hopefully 3 months. But the goal now is to continue pursuing MMA. I would like to get a team around me. I just got one of my friends into my class, so that's even more of a reason to go now. But I gotta get real with y'all. Sometimes it's hard to get out of bed and do everything that you want to do. But I've talked about perseverance and doing what you want to do in life, and achieving your goals before. So again, like I said before, if I can do it, you can do it too. Um, you know, I have a lot of hope for you guys. You know, there's not really anything like philosophical I can say today, except, you know, just keep it real. Keep it real with yourself. Keep it real with the people who love you. Um, Never lie to yourself. I mean, unless it's motivational, like keep telling yourself that you're the greatest. Keep telling yourself that you're gonna make it, even if you're on your last dollar, or if your car doesn't start, or if your girlfriend just dumped you, boyfriend just dumped you. Hell, hell, if your family kicked you out of the house, just keep it real with yourself. Tell yourself that you're great, you're amazing, things are gonna work. You know, it worked for me, and I'm not saying my blueprint works for everybody else, but you know, like I said before, if I can do it, you can do it too. Um, but I mean, I don't really have a whole lot to say today, except just I kind of feel like I owe you guys an apology, because I've been giving you guys content, and I know as like a small creator, I shouldn't have to like apologize to you guys, but every time you guys DM me and I see people like, hey, you really helped me with this, or like, I really need help right now, can you talk? I'm always there. You know, I answer most of my DMs. I'm sorry if I haven't gotten to the ones that I haven't answered, but um, you know, I have a life too, and I've been trying to put the pieces together and put everything together. Oh, and another reason why I wasn't making videos is because I had to sell my laptop. But, but, your boy got a PS5 now, a Xbox Series X, and a PC. The money's been good. The money's been real good. Um, so yeah. But I really, I really want to just talk to people more. I think what I've been missing in life is just like not human dependency, because I grew up very independent, so now I'm okay with being alone. But I think I just want to reach out more and just like let people know that they can talk to me. But it's hard to do that when you can't talk to yourself a lot. And for the people who have difficulty doing that, my biggest advice is to just talk. I mean, just really, yeah, just talk. Like, I remember last year in October when I was starting up school, or sorry, August when I was starting up school, I used to do this thing where I would put in my notes app, because it's more convenient to just write it on here than, you know, having a notepad with you. This isn't the 90s anymore. But, you know, write in your notes every day, like stuff that made you mad, stuff that made you sad, happy, you know, tired, exhausted, you know, stuff that just like physically and emotionally moved you. And go back at the end of the week and just like recap everything and just see what you can do. You know, for my people who can't, you know, afford therapy or refuse to go to therapy like me, find outlets, find things to help you in life. You know, I have training, like I have all these bruises and cuts and abrasions all over my face, and I'm tired all the time and I can't gain weight. But I mean, I'm not complaining. I love it. I love my life and I love what I do. Even though I'm so tired all the time. I'm so tired. But, you know, I just want to say, like, no matter how tired you get, or like how down you get, or whatever job fires you, or you know, things are not always going to go your way. You know, you can't have the put on. You can't have people drop opportunities in your lap. You got to go make your life for you, you know? There's a great movie I like watching. It's called Nightcrawler by Jake Gyllenhaal, or featuring Jake Gyllenhaal. Sorry, um, but there's a line he has in the movie where he says, "My mother would always tell me, if you want a lottery ticket, you gotta make the money to buy the ticket." And like at first when I watched that movie, I didn't understand what he meant, but I saw a TikTok edit. Yeah, I that sounds corny, but I saw a TikTok edit, and it was the Nightcrawler scene where he said that. It was one of them because he says it multiple times in the movie, but I went back and I watched that movie a couple of weeks ago, and I was kind of like opened by that, and I've been making so much money since. I've been living more for myself since, you know. And I mean, you can't you can't just do things for other people. You know, you can't just like live life like, oh, I have to go here because this person's telling me, or like I have to do this. You know, there's a thing called self-worth, and if you don't understand your own, people are gonna start interpreting it for you, and that's what's gonna kill you. And if it doesn't kill you, it's gonna tear you apart. And you know, mom and dad can't hold your hand your whole life and tell you how to pay your taxes and how to date your girlfriend and how to move your money around. You know, like sooner or later, you're not 16, you're 26, and you need to pay rent, and you need to get a job, and you need to go here and there and there and here, or help for your kid. But you know, things happen, life happens. I say take everything with a grain of salt and move on. You know, and if you can't move on, don't be stuck. You know, cave your way out. You know, um, you can't just be stuck in life. You know, last year, 2024 was a horrible year for me. It was a horrible year. I was unemployed. I had no money. I was spending all my money. I was I was so unhealthy. I was getting drunk on Tuesdays at 12 p.m. because I was unemployed for literally no reason. I would just drink and drink and drink, and then I started mixing weed into it, and the next thing I know, I'm getting crossed at like 3 p.m. on a Wednesday. Which, on a vacation, that sounds like an absolute blast, and I would definitely be doing that this summer. But, dude, you can't live life like a bum. You know, like you gotta enjoy the small days, like that Monday and Tuesday that you have off from work. But like that Wednesday at 12:30 p.m., you better have your ass clocked in, making that money. I don't care if you're $10 an hour, $12 an hour, being a server making shitty tips. You better be there making that money, because that money's not gonna make you. You know, you gotta do something in life, and like over the past couple months, I've kind of like grown to realize that like I'm gonna be older soon. I mean, everybody's gonna be older soon, but like my point is that the older I get, the more I'm realizing like I need to take more control of my life. You know, I'm not a kid anymore. I've started to have this awareness, this the functionalities in my life are seemingly easier because I'm understanding what I'm doing now. I'm not a 16-year-old kid getting beat up by his stepdad and confused on where to go next. I have the answers now. I know what I want. I know what I'm doing. So, but that also leads to my next point of humbleness. You know, you got to be humble. You can't get to here and talk to these people down here like how these people up here talk to you when you were down there. You know, um, just remain humble. In any circumstance you have, you could be on welfare and still be humble. And I've met a lot of amazing people in my life who were just not doing that great, but they didn't let that control them. That wasn't who they were. They weren't living check to check and acting check to check. I mean, sure, make it till you fake it, but don't be a dick. Don't be mean to others who love you or who people who are trying to help you. And it's hard for me to say that because I've had anger issues in my life. My whole life I've had anger issues. I got kicked out of a school for fighting. I've been in school suspension, out of school suspension, sometimes combined. You know, teachers would try to medicate me, and I would be a zombie for literally hours on end. And I just didn't know how to control it because I had no control of my life. But now I'm older, and I have money now, and I can breathe. I can be okay and be comfortable. I don't have to try to survive every day now. You know, I'm not over here like begging women to go on dates with me or just like telling myself I look like shit in the mirror. You know, my clothes fit me now. My skin is clear. My hair looks better. I got rid of a lot of unnecessary things in my room. I cut out a lot of bad people in my life. You know, people that I thought were cool, but they were just losers, man. Cut out losers in your life. Cut out enablers. Cut out people who want your pockets. Cut out people who don't do anything for you. Cut them all out. Why do you let people dictate who you are and what you should be? You know, that's not you. That's not what you want to be. Just as you see your friends fucking smoking weed and fucking chicks and doing all this stupid shit that looks so fun. You know, you don't need to be in that crowd. You don't like if you want to curl up with a good book on a Friday night with some hot cocoa and say this is your life, that's your life. That's fine. If you want to go out and party and be a dick to people and feel like you're the only person in the universe and everyone should listen to you, that's your life. That's who you want to be. That's fine. But just know that that person who chose to stay inside is already one step ahead of you in maturity and success and life. I mean, yeah, I'm not saying don't go out and party. I love to party. I like invite me to your parties. I'll go. I'll go. But, you know, you can't peer pressure people. You can't manipulate people into getting what you want, you know? I always see like if I go out to the mall and like my friend's not seeing something that he or she likes and I'm over here like, "Oh man, I really like these shoes." They're going to want to spend the money that they don't have through my pockets because they're going to be like, "Oh man, those shoes are cool," or like that jacket's cool. You should buy that. Okay, but would you buy that if you had the money? Would you go on that trip if you had the money? Bad friends. Don't have bad people like that in your life. They're just going to do bad things for you. And it's going to get you in trouble. And most people don't realize that until they're fucking locked up or they're fucking broke or they're out doing stupid shit for no reason. Like, just stop. And I'd rather people see it now than when it happens. Because if it didn't happen today, then it's going to happen next week or the next week or the next month, year, etc. It's going to happen. The inevitable can't be stopped, you know? Things just happen. And that, like, again, you got to roll with it. You got to lead with punches, you know? Like, you got to take everything to the chin and keep walking. That's how I survive now. I'm running to my goals now. I'm trying to pursue what I can, but now my biggest concern in life right now is gaining weight. And that's hard for a 19-year-old with very very fast metabolism. Um so if anybody is a wrestler or does MMA or just even a bodybuilder that knows how to gain weight, drop a comment, DM me something, send me YouTube videos. Oh my god, please send me whatever you can. I need so much help right now. This is literally a cry for help to gain weight. I'm doing okay though, guys. I for real, like I am doing okay now. I'm still struggling in some areas. I'm trying to be as happy as I can every day. I'm trying to produce more content for y'all, and y'all are gonna see a lot more of me. We're going big this year, but you know, I just wish people would just talk more. You know, whether that's with me or with someone you love, or even your librarian that you trust, or that school teacher that you like, or I don't know, Jenny from down the block. Like just somebody, dude. Just know that you're never alone. You know, I know I can be a little ghost and it may seem like I don't like y'all, but I love everybody that has gotten me to this point. You know, even if we've never talked, even if you've just followed on one of my videos, commented, liked, even if you've thumbs down on my videos, that shows me that I need to change something to reach your viewership for the next video, and hopefully then you'll follow me or you'll see the fault in your actions. But I just want to say I love y'all, and I'll see you soon.